This is the first time the capital has entered the city. A brightly lit street, a colorful neon light. The street is full of iconic advertisements, towering buildings that soar into the clouds. Everything makes people yearn for it. But the capital is not happy, because his purpose here is not to have fun. He walked straight to a messy alley. Hurry to your destination. Original. The capital is for the treatment of one's terminally ill daughter. He came to a black workshop for interest-free loans. You borrowed so much. There is also a mortgage. I don't have any assets to mortgage. I don't have any other way. At this point, the enchanting little K walked over. Tell him he doesn't have any assets. Just use your body as collateral. My daughter only has the best treatment period of 24 hours. He can't help it. I can only force myself to sign. Ziak smiled and said, the loan has been successfully processed. It will be credited to your account soon. At a moment of uncertainty in the capital city, Shia K invited him out of the store, but then the boss laughed. Then operate a mechanical bee, directly penetrated into the body of the capital city. The capital only felt a brief tingling pain, thought it was just my own illusion, but not long after he left. Sudden blurring of consciousness, faint to the ground, wait for him to wake up again. There was only a vast expanse of white snow in front of me. Get up quickly in the capital city, shout for help. I hope someone can help me. Many people responded to the call from the capital city, but they are just like the capital city. They all went to small workshops for loans, and then inexplicably appeared on the ground. And then everyone present had different identities. There are female models, with a male bodyguard. There are programmers and female agents. There are ducks. There is also a 185 black leather, northeastern people. Don't do anything. They are all my own people. Just as everyone was discussing how to go back, their hands suddenly rang. Originally, when they were unconscious, an electronic watch has been placed, and at this point the countdown was automatically activated, while everyone was still pondering their watches. Suddenly, numerous black-clad men appeared in the forest. They are well equipped, cold-blooded and heartless. Start chasing everyone. The capital city that can serve as a retired special forces soldier. I'm not a vegetarian either. Solve 2 black-clad people in 2 or 3 times. Soon they got rid of the pursuit of the man in black. But what awaits them is something even more dangerous and deadly. In the snow, a group of people ran frantically towards the foot of the mountain. It seems that something is chasing them. Anna, take a look back. It's actually a monster with a wide open mouth. He dodged in time, dodged the attack. But the man next to him is not so lucky. Leading capital. Seeing Anna fall to the ground with injuries, without even thinking about it, I helped him up. The movement between the two is too loud. Startled the monster eating. The monster immediately turned around and opened its bloody mouth. Both sides have been deadlocked like this. It seems like even the air has condensed. But then a strange scene happened. The monster did not attack them, but instead of turning around and continuing to nibble on the capital city. At this moment, I suddenly realized that the monster had no eyes, can only rely on sound to distinguish direction. Meanwhile, Fat Man accidentally falls, instinctively shouting for help. Instead, it caught the attention of the monster even more. In order to save the lives of fat people, the capital immediately roared at the monster. The monster's attention is immediately drawn. When the monster approaches, the capital city held its breath again, but he just finished running. Breathing is simply difficult to control. Just as he was about to lose control, the man in a suit accidentally saved his life. The ignorant man in a suit lay panting beside him, immediately attracted the monster's attention. The man in the suit was blown off by the monster like this, and the remaining group took advantage of this opportunity to quietly leave. Just having breakfast, they plummeted from the initial 11 to 5 yuan. This escape game is actually just beginning to continue. They ran to a dilapidated building to avoid pursuit and killing. Everyone finally had a chance to breathe. Through the exchange of information among the public, they finally came to understand a fact. That's why there must be a problem with the small workshop. They have all borrowed money there before. Thank you. Hey, hey, hey. Walk slowly. But the watch rang again. Then the entire building began to shake violently. All 4 directions where the 5 people are located collapsed, trapping them on a concrete floor, and this slate tilts to the other side every 5 seconds. These 5 people are trapped on a cement slate, and this slate tilts to the other side every 5 seconds. They desperately grabbed everything they could grab. This is their life-saving straw. But at this point, the bodyguard and model were drawn to the corner. The bodyguard disregards his own safety, push the model up forcefully, but in order to grab the steel bars in front, the model actually stepped directly on the head of the bodyguard, and the other foot stepped on the bodyguard's hand. Then give it a hard push. He kicked the bodyguard down directly. The model keeps apologizing, saying it wasn't intentional. There's no time in the capital to blame the model, because we can survive in a crisis. At this point, the slate suddenly turned again. I haven't waited for the model to hold onto it yet. Suddenly turned back again. The model slid down the bottomless abyss in despair, and everyone could only watch helplessly for just 10 seconds. They lost 2 more companions, and if we continue to consume like this, the remaining 3 people will come down to accompany them sooner or later. Reflections on the nervous and calm thoughts of strong people in the capital city. Discovered the pattern of stone slabs, so I came up with a bold idea. I said, if I don't want to see it, What is the most suitable angle? Aren't you a programmer? You can't be fat and you know this is the only way. So I started doing mental calculations. But the results are not optimistic. Brother, you can't push through without going to that end. If it's not a problem, they all have to die here. The capital city did not hesitate. Take a deep breath. Accelerate the start immediately. The capital city that escaped the disaster is not happy, because he still has 2 companions to rescue him. Pull off the discarded wires. Throw it at them. Anna tightly grasped the rope. The lock caught on time and stirred up. Come here. But when it comes to being fat. But he broke the rope because it was too heavy. With the death of the fat man, 11 people, only the last 2 left. They finally passed the test. The person in charge suddenly told them the truth. So all this testing was for their company's genetic technology, but this technology can cause rejection reactions in humans, to find the perfect gene sequence. So he planned this death game. The capital city that learned the truth was extremely angry, just because of personal gain. Treat human life as a plaything. Anna slashed at the person in charge with a knife. But I realized that it was just a phantom. Then Anna had a splitting headache. The body undergoes an rejection reaction. The person in charge looked at Anna and saw that she had no value for use. So he demanded that the capital kill him, so he can have the capital meet his daughter. And Anna also let the capital kill herself at this time, so that he can reunite with his daughter. Because Anna is an orphan. He knows the pain of not having parents. And at this moment, the capital also discovered, this is a virtual world. So he came up with a crazy solution. He held Anna's hand, jumped straight off a cliff. Then the capital woke up with a start. Found myself locked up in a laboratory. He took off his instruments and rescued Anna. Then the alarm sounds. They just escaped. Was caught by the person in charge. The villain has died from talking too much since ancient times. Just as the person in charge kept pushing and pushing. Speaking of one's grand ideals, still want to join the capital city. And he said he could use this technology to treat his daughter's illness, after struggling in the capital city. False promise. Oh, my goodness, you said. Ah. What kind of? Strive for opportunities in reality, wanted to kill the person in charge. And at this point, the police finally closed the net through long-term evidence collection. The 2 were successfully rescued. 6 months later, Anna went to the welfare home to take care of her daughter in the capital city. But her illness has been cured. But the capital disappeared again. Original. He has been in the welfare home all along, always guarding my daughter from afar. She still used that genetic technology. But the price is to overdraw one's own life, half a year's time. He has transformed from an upright and strong old man to a white-haired old man, but his love for his daughter will never change.